We're talking about how my client Brian was approved $35,000 at 0% interest for 12 months in just 2.5 days. Watch the entire video. In the video, we're going to discuss proof, as always. We're going to discuss data points, the process, and best practices. And then we're going to talk about how you can work with me to maximize your business funding if you're a business owner that's watching this and you see value in what I have to talk to you about. Let's get straight to it. So, proof, as you see right here, I can't fake these screenshots. If you're new to watching me, go to my channel, go to, I think it's posts. You'll keep scrolling and look at other people I posted, getting funding. So that's your proof for you right there. 35,000. He only wanted 25 to 30, so this satisfied what his needs. So just some data points. One thing y'all got to realize, a lot of these people I work with are busy business owners, and with them being busy, they make a decent amount of money in their businesses. A lot of them don't want their business like out there, so I can only say certain stuff. So what I'll say is his credit score was roughly a little bit over 700. Business was established in 2022, so you see it's over the 2 year period. So keep that in mind. And then state incorporated was Florida. If you've been watching my videos, you see that I've been having a lot of clients from Florida. And if you're watching this again, if you're from Florida, go ahead and book a call. We could possibly help you. Brian was like you, and he actually came from the YouTube channel. So keep that in mind. If you're watching this and you're in Florida, maybe you make 250,000 to 500,000 to even more per year in your business, get what does, and we can help you maximize your funding. So the process, it took 2 to 3 business days. That's what I mean by 2.5 days. So again, Brian, he watched my YouTube for a few weeks based off of what he said in the consultation, and he decided to book a call in the description. And then we assessed his situation, and then we created a customized game plan for him. So I'm gonna have a link in the description too. Maybe you're the next success story. I don't have to talk about, your situation. I get consent obviously, but just keep in mind. So it's not that if you do funding with us that I'm gonna like be mandatorily talking about your story. We get a lot of people funding that I don't talk about. It's just the people that allow me to talk about it, I talk about it because it helps me promote the business, right? So we concluded Citizens business credit card was the best opportunity because he wanted just 25 to 30,000 for the specific project that he's working on. I'm not going to get into that, but yeah. So in terms of the process, we contacted my BRM with his app and explained his industry, and we're good to go. I already knew we were good to go, but I always like having that conversation. So on the 13th, so this was on March 13th. I said 2024. I'm tripping. Hold on. This was 2025. This is literally this year. Right. So ignore the typo. This was not a year ago. This is literally this. This is 2025. No cap. So got his app filled out and processed with the BRM on the 13th. And then on the 14th and the 17th, so that was Friday and Monday, it was in credit review. Fast forward to Tuesday, the 18th, he got his final approval and it was 35,000 as you saw in the proof that I showed you. So I say that to say again, it was from Thursday. It was end of day Thursday was when BRM had got to it and called him to the beginning of the day on Tuesday. I think it was about like 8 or 9 a.m. I think around 9 a.m. I have it on my phone somewhere, but I'm not gonna look it for right now. So about 2 to 3 business days. All right. So best practices. So one thing I'll say is Citizens is a lot different from some of the other institutions you may come to because a lot of these banks you could just go right away with your new LLC and apply for a business credit card. But Citizens Bank requires you to be at least 6 months in business. Obviously, being established in 2022, that wasn't an issue for Brian. So if you're gonna do it, or if you're gonna work with us, you have to know that you have to be at least 6 months in business if you want to get a business credit card. But one dope thing about them too is a lot of these banks they talk about how you have to be at least 2 years in business for a business line of credit. Citizens Bank does a different thing, and you can be 1 year in business, and you can go ahead and get that business line of credit. So it's just interesting how they're a little bit different. And you could basically say that if you look at my channel, you could say I'm like the Citizens Genie or something like that because I'm getting people approved left and right over there. We've seen people get denied, and I know specific reasons for why people had gone denied. And I know the average person that's watching this, they might try to go do it on by themselves, and they might miss those missing pieces that resulted in our past clients getting denied. Some of them be petty ass reasons, I'm not gonna lie. But this is the thing of why it's important not to be cheap and not to try to shortcut the process because we have data based off of helping a lot of people through the process, a lot of approvals and denials at the same time, right? Because it's not 100% success rate. But I say that to say, go ahead and book a call in the description if you know that you haven't gotten a lot of data to do this shit, right? So just keep that in mind as well if you're thinking about doing it yourself. And one thing too, it could reset your whole process. If you try to do it yourself, you end up getting denied. Now you're wasting up to 90 days before you can even go ahead and apply again, you know? So just just use logic when it comes to it, right? I think working with the experts, the people that actually do this shit is probably the most logical thing to do. But yeah, if you're our ideal client, you know, if you're like Brian that was watching this, then you already know we're gonna help you. So we work directly with my BRM, successful track record of client approvals under their name. You know, I've said this before if you've watched my videos. The BRM does not guarantee an approval. It's just a BRM typically works with the bank, sometimes directly with underwriting. All of this is legal. My BRM connections are vetted connections from years I've been in the industry since 2021. Have I had good relationships with every single BRM I've worked with? No, that's not the case. It's like developing a relationship. Are you going to just go in your first situation, high school sweetheart, you're going to get married? Is that possible? Yes, but is it likely? Not always the case, right? So just look at it like that. It's like building a relationship. And not everyone's created equal. So I say that to say when you find a good one, keep them. So all of these approvals you see me do, it's me, you know, trial and testing and just being in the game for a minute. This is why like it doesn't make sense for someone that doesn't do this shit to just think like, oh, I'm just gonna go do all this by myself, right? That's what we call a poor mindset, passing over opportunities repeatedly. If you're a smart business owner watching this, then you probably understand that you don't want to have a poor mentality because that's gonna set your business back. So yeah, we structured his business in a way that it was attractive to the bank. Again, I've seen specific reasons for getting denied, and then I know now to avoid them, right? If you want to try to do it yourself and then go get denied in the process, you know, I mean, you could waste your 90 days, you know, that's cool. Maybe you'll learn the same thing that we learned, but like we do this on the daily. So we have multiple people that we're going through like on a weekly basis, right? If you're just doing it yourself, you don't necessarily have a lot of data and you won't have the data that we have. So keep that in mind. So my main point is that we did our part as well to make sure that the BRM's job is easier because you you can't just make magic happen with nothing, right? You have to, it's like you have to bring something to the table. You know how when people have those conversations, the whole 50-50 and you know, all that type of shit. So it's like you got to bring something to the table, right? We can't just expect an approval with credit that's not the best, business structure that's not the best. Like something has, you have to bring stuff to the table, is my point. So we also structured a personal credit for the same exact reasons. This is the reality, and I've been talking about the reality the whole video. You could try to do it on your own, but if you decide to apply without knowing the nuances of what we know from applying for so many people, if you watch my videos, you know I've been saying this for a minute. Our mission is to help fund $1 billion to small business owners. We funded so much money to small business owners. We're going to continue funding money to small business owners, right? So we do this shit on a deep level, on a consistent level. If you know you don't do this shit, collaboration over competition. Just come and work with the source, you know? So keep that in mind. You can try to do it yourself. And we always see poor people using that excuse like, oh, I could just go do it myself. I could just do this, right? You could cut your hair yourself as well, but people pay for a barber, right? You could change your tires. I mean, you could change your oil. You could do all that, right? But people pay for that service. And then I can't tell you every single detail that goes into consideration in one YouTube video, not only because I'm not going to do that, but also because we're constantly learning too. So some shit we experience is in real time, you know? So just understand that. And it goes back to what I always be saying. If you're an expert in your field, you can probably think of a similar concept where a newbie is trying to do things on their own, and you know the game so just looks silly when they're trying to do that, right? So one type of company we work with a lot is people that do flooring installations. So if you're in that industry, I'm not too familiar with that industry. I just understand that you have some kind of expertise to where if you see a newbie coming into your lane, you're going to look at them like they're goofy for trying to know what's going on. That's how I look at people that saying, "Oh, I'm just going to go do my business funding by myself," when they don't got like knowledge of it, right? So keep that in mind. So that's how I look at people that try to simplify the whole business funding process because I know what I know and I've experienced what I've experienced. So in closing, if you are a business owner, flooring installation, HVAC, all that stuff, e-commerce, whatever, right? All these businesses that are not restricted. If you're a business owner that can benefit from at least 35K at 0% interest for 12 months, don't get it twisted. We get people more money than that, right? I just wanted to do a basic video because I know Brian just wanted access to only 25 to 30K. Sometimes you just need 25 to 30K just to get your situation popping, right? It doesn't always have to be 100K. It doesn't always have to be 85K like in a couple of videos ago that I posted. It could just be as simple as 35,000 at 0% interest for 12 months. If you could benefit from that in our relationships, go ahead and book a call below and we'll see if we can help you. With that being said, keep watching my videos. Y'all have a blessed one.